All right, folks, welcome back in. This is JE Live. We're going to be doing things differently this year. I made it my mission. We are going to be doing a pregame show instead of just postgame shows. So moving forward, as long as I can do it, we'll have the pregame Rams show and the postgame. The postgame will have call-ins. The pregame will not. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone enjoyed NFL Sunday so far. I'd say the late window was pretty lame, if you ask me. Not really a lot of interesting games in the late window. You did have, the Commanders looked like they were going to make that a game for a little bit. The Chargers they won 22-10 to the Raiders. Seattle's up 26-13. None of the games are close. The early window looked good, so I enjoyed the early window. I hope everyone had a great day, though. Everyone is healthy, ready to go. You guys waited a long time. I'm very well aware of that. We all have. So I'm very excited. The Rams are going to be on prime time. This will not be a live watch party. This will be a very short live stream, which of course, I have to give credit because this live stream would not happen. Well, maybe that's a little, out there, a little too much, but this live stream is brought to you by BetUS, which is the sponsor of this live stream and today's video. 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits, up to $2,000 using promo code YouTube150 over on betus.com. So use the code YouTube150, betus.com, and go win some monies, as they say. So let's get into it. Unfortunately, bad news, as you guys can see in the title here. Rob Havenstein was ruled out. I thought he would play as we got closer, and then yesterday, kind of a bad development. AJ Arcuri was called up from the practice squad. Good for him, not great for essentially the potential of Rob Havenstein playing. In addition to that, other inactives include Desjuan Johnson, Elias Neal, Brennan Jackson, and Cody Schrader. So the Rams they're going gung ho. You're even going to see Tyler Johnson active. So pretty interesting stuff there. What's up, Rams House TV? Everyone go and do me a favor. Go and subscribe to Rams House TV's channel. Great people. So you have that, but definitely check them out. Appreciate you guys. So currently, guys, this is what we're looking at. Right now, we got the Rams. They're not going to have Schrader, Jackson, Neal, Havenstein, Johnson. The expected starter at right tackle is going to be Warren McClendon Jr. Okay. That's the expected starter at right tackle, Warren McClendon Jr. I think Warren McClendon Jr. is really solid, and I'm excited to see him tonight. It's a big opportunity for him. This is not the first time, prime time, where the Rams have been thrown in a position here where, they need to get a lot out of somebody that doesn't normally start. This happened with Bobby Evans. You would have thought it would have been the worst thing ever. Bobby Evans was pretty decent against the Bears. The reason for that, and that was a while ago, the reason for that, Sean McVay chipped Khalil Mack every single snap. He had, if it wasn't Tyler Higbee, it was Johnny Munt or whoever. He was chipped every single snap. What I expect tonight, this is what's going to happen. Sean McVay is going to give his young right tackle an opportunity, but he's also going to help him out. Okay, he's not going to be stranded on an island. So I do expect some chipping from Colby Parkinson, chipping from Hunter Long, chipping from, I'm totally blanking on his name now, one of my guys, Davis Allen. I expect that. I do, because that is going to be the key, okay? You can't have it be like the Bengals game, right? The Bengals game, for those of you who forgot, Zach Thomas got thrusted into the left tackle role when he's a guard and got absolutely eviscerated. The Bengals just had their way rushing the passer. So you have to see, obviously, the adjustment factor there, and I think we're going to see it. I don't expect Sean McVay going into this game to just be like, yeah, love what Warren McClendon Jr. did for us in training camp and preseason. We're just going to let him go out there, just throw him right in the fire. We're not even going to help him. I don't see that. I don't see that happening. So that's what I'll say there. As far as the Lions inactives, if anyone's interested, DJ Reader headlines that list. Lions fans will tell you DJ Reader doesn't matter because he wasn't on the team last year and they were one of the best run defenses in football. I will tell you DJ Reader absolutely matters because they're underrating. Yes, absolutely. The Rams are down their starting left tackle and the right tackle. Normally that would be a huge deal. The first thing is the Rams have a starting left tackle who they paid to be the starting left tackle. It didn't work out, but we know the last time he played there against the Giants, he was excellent. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, yes, that's pass protection. But as far as running the football, those three guys in the interior, they're going to be ass kickers up front. Okay? That's the reality of the situation. So you have Jonah Jackson, right? You have Steve Avila. You have Kevin Dotson. So they did need DJ Reader going into this game. And let's not forget something, folks. Kyren Williams averaged 4.7 yards per carry in the playoff game. See, it's funny how, history kind of just gets kind of, there's revisionist history, right? It's funny how people forget Kyren Williams ran well in that game. He got hurt. He was headhunted, for one, but two, he ended up breaking his hand. And by the way, Ronnie Rivers had some explosive plays in that game as well. So I'll tell you right now, losing DJ Reader matters. It may not be the reason you lose the game, but just because he wasn't on your roster the last time these two played doesn't mean he's not an impact player who can absolutely change the game. DJ Reader is a gap filler. He could absolutely take over, and the Rams, I think, are going to be able to run the ball against this. Now, I'll say this. Ifeatu Melifonwu is another one, okay? People will say he's not a starter for us. It's not a huge loss. He's a good player, and he is a loss. He's injured. James Houston, another one, pass rusher. Although I don't think he's injured. I think he just is inactive. And Lauren Strickland is just he's a special teamer. The other guys, Trevor Nowaski, Colby Sorsdahl, Giovanni Manu. These are guys that are just healthy scratches. So, that is that for the inactives. Now, looking at this game, looking at how the alignment's probably going to go, you're going to have Jared Goff at quarterback, obviously. You have Jahmyr Gibbs. You have David Montgomery at running back. Your wide receivers are going to see a lot of St. Brown operating in the slot, can work outside, maybe in a little bit in the backfield. They're going to have him moving around, trying to get him opportunities. You also have Sam Laporta. Mind you, Laporta's going to be healthy now. As the last time he was not, the Rams were able to keep him in check besides the touchdown. You have Jamison Williams. Did he take the next step? Yes or no? We're going to find that out tonight. Hopefully not, for the sake of this game. Khalif Raymond, okay, special teams guy, return guy. He's now thrusted in a big role because the absence and I guess the departure of Josh Reynolds. Now, it didn't look like they called up Tim Patrick. I didn't see it. I would assume they would have, but I didn't see anything on that. So I'm going to look that up right now, but I didn't see anything about Tim Patrick getting called up for today's game. I would have assumed that he would have been, but it doesn't look like. Yeah, I mean, I see a bunch of Denver fans making fun of Denver and saying Tim Patrick would have caught that. But I am not seeing anything here about Tim Patrick getting called up. So it doesn't look like he'll be active tonight. Same thing with Allen Robinson, guys that are on the practice squad. So you got essentially four wide receivers. Isaiah Williams is the other one. He had a great camp, according to Lions, fans, analysts, so forth. Their offensive line goes from left to right. Taylor Decker was 9th in PFF, 8th in PFF. Graham Glasnow. Center is going to be Ragnow. Frank Ragnow is the best center in the league. Kevin Zeitler comes in at 15th according to PFF, 71.6 grade. He's their right guard. And Penei Sewell, the number one tackle, he is their right tackle. The Rams likely are going to have a rotation with their defensive line, but the starters I would expect are Kobe Turner, Bobby Brown III at nose tackle, Braden Fisk at end. You're also going to have your outside linebackers. This will rotate, but these will be the guys for sure. When you look at, obviously Byron Young, you're going to have Jared Verse, you're going to have Michael Hoyt. We did have Brennan Jackson as a healthy scratch today. I think a lot of that comes down to the injuries that he's sustained and, trying to battle back in camp, with those. So I totally understand him missing the game, but you got Hoyt and, you got, of course, Nick Hampton. So those guys are definitely going to help there. In addition to that, the corners, you have Tre'Davious White. You're likely going to see Kobe Durant, and I think you will see quite a bit of Josh Wallace and Charles Woods mixed in there. Christian Roseboom, I think you're going to see Jake Hummel. You're going to see Troy Reeder. He's likely going to have the green dot. Then, in the safety room, the secondary, deep secondary, you're going to have Cameron Curl, who can play all over the field. You're going to have Quentin Lake. You're going to see John Johnson, those three safety packages. You're going to see Russ Yeast, I think. I think Yeast has an opportunity here to kind of carve out a role as a nickel there. So I think you will see him. I think you will see Cameron Kinchins as well. So those are, on the Rams defense versus the Lions offense. But then, of course, the Rams offense, from left to right, you're going to have Joseph Noteboom at left tackle, Steve Avila at left guard. At center is going to be Jonah Jackson. At right guard is going to be Kevin Dotson. At right tackle is going to be Warren McClendon Jr. Then, of course, at quarterback is Stafford. At running back is Kyron Williams. I do expect to see quite a bit of Blake Corum in the third down game, in the passing game, so to speak. Wide receivers, Cooper Kupp will predominantly, I think, be in the slot. They'll utilize the ability of Demarcus Robinson and, of course, Puka Nacua to win on the outside. And I think they'll open up opportunities for Cooper Kupp to win over the middle in the slot. Colby Parkinson is your starting tight end. You will see Davis Allen. You will see, of course, Hunter Long. He is active. Hunter Long will probably be on those 12 and 13 personnel groupings, but you'll see Parkinson the most. He didn't play any preseason, and that was for a reason. Looking at of course, the Lions defense, and I didn't mention, but I probably should have, Jordan Whittington and Tutu Atwell, you're going to see tonight in some capacity on the offense. Atwell did not play a lick of preseason. There's a reason for that. So I think Atwell, you're going to see quite a bit. I think we'll see more of Jordan Whittington than maybe people realize. On the defensive side for the Lions, for the defensive line with DJ Reader out, you're looking at Marcus Davenport from left to right. Their newbie there. He's coming off a major injury, so he's excited to get going. Zach Pascal, you have Onwuzurike, you got Aiden Hutchinson. Then their linebackers, of course, Jack Campbell. You got Alex Anzalone. The corners are going to be Terrion Arnold. Amik Robertson is expected to be their slot corner. And then they have Carlton Davis playing man on the outside. Their safeties are going to be Kirby Joseph. Everybody knows him. And Brian Branch, who can be utilized all over the field. They have other guys, Rakestraw as well. But there is, they're both good rosters that we're talking about. These are not, every other day rosters. These are really good rosters, both of them. And I'll tell you guys, just, from watching football today, I'll say this. I wouldn't be surprised if we watched tonight's game and we're like, oh, okay, they're a lot better than everyone else. And that's not me saying, okay, this game is the only thing that matters. But watching a lot of the games today, and I did want to bring this up on the pregame show because it was truthfully how I felt. Watching a lot of the games today, I mean, you go through the Packers-Philadelphia game, those were two juggernauts, okay? I really feel like those were two juggernauts playing on a terrible field, terrible conditions in Brazil. Nothing against Brazil, but, I mean, that just probably shouldn't have happened for week one. That was a lot. Buffalo, I think they're going to be not legit, but I think they'll be a solid team. Arizona might not be as bad as maybe people thought. I never thought they'd be bad. I thought they'd win 7 games. Cincinnati, we might need to slow our roll on. They lost 16-10 to the Patriots. Maybe the Patriots aren't going to win 3 games like I thought. I looked like an idiot there. Minnesota, maybe they're not out. Maybe the Giants are that bad. Maybe they're not. Who knows? Chicago, that defense looks scary. The offense does not. We assumed on paper the offense was going to be great. This is only week 1, but, the Titans didn't have much of an offense to speak of there. Will Levis threw that one away like Brandon Weeden. The Saints looked like the most dominant team, but did they play the worst team in the league yet again? Probably. Then you had the Steelers, Falcons. Neither could score. Both defenses looked strong. Then you had Jacksonville and Miami. Defenses. Obviously a lot of movement of the football, but you didn't see a lot of scoring. 37 points total. The one that I was really surprised with, was the game, the Houston Indy game. I thought Indy looked like they have some potential to do something. Anthony Richardson looks like something. So Houston won that game. They are my AFC championship pick, as you guys know. But the point I'm making here is, out of all the games that you watched, I mean, Dallas is whooping Cleveland. But is Cleveland that bad? Is Dallas that good? Got to give Dallas credit. People act like they can't win on the road, and then they go over to Cleveland in a game that they weren't even favored to win, and they're winning 33-10 with 9 minutes to go. So it makes you wonder who's good, who's bad. You don't want to obviously put too much stock into week one, but it is kind of a little bit of a preview to kind of show you, okay, this is where you kind of see a lot of this paper tiger stuff. Well, it came to fruition. A lot of these teams were paper tigers. But one thing's for sure, when I watched the games on Thursday and I watched the game on Friday, I felt like those 4 teams were all playoff teams. Today, I didn't really feel like any team stood out, because with the Saints, you could say, what do you mean, Jake? They scored 47 points. They did, but they played the Carolina Panthers, who weren't good last year and didn't look any better this year. I mean, if you are that front office, you have to be absolutely horrified at what occurred today. Bryce Young didn't look like he got any better. Like, I can't say he regressed. I know people have, he looks worse than last year. No, he doesn't look worse than last year. But Bryce Young, I'll admit, he was my number 1 quarterback. CJ Stroud was number 2 in that draft for me. I absolutely whiffed on Bryce Young because he's not going to be better than Stroud. He might end up being good someday if they give him the opportunity, but he is not going to pass Stroud. I think Stroud is the real deal. Deshaun Watson was horrible against the Cowboys. Now, he hadn't played in a while, but still. I mean, why didn't you just bring back Joe Flacco? I mean, that was horrible. So I guess really what I'm getting at here is, it is a reminder. It is just week one. So regardless of the result tonight, we do see this a lot. See teams that, oh, wow, the Arizona Cardinals, they did that. Tomorrow, the next week, Kyron Williams could go for 200 yards. The Rams could win by 30, and it would just be back to like last year, right? Not saying that that's what's going to happen. And I also want to point out that the Rams in 2022 did have their week one kind of kill their season. So let's not act like week one doesn't matter. But I think there are some things that you could take away and some things that you can't take away, and you got to take with a grain of salt. Overall, I think you should feel good about, going into this one. I have the Rams winning 33-30. I think it is going to be kind of a back and forth affair. I don't think there's going to be a ton of defense. So that probably means there's going to be a lot of defense. Probably means it's going to be a defensive battle. And I would be, it would not surprise me, just because of the way the world works, if the Rams not having Rob Havenstein, not having, Alaric Jackson, putting Darius Williams on IR, and then all of a sudden the guy who plays for Darius Williams, whether that's Kobe Durant or Josh Wallace, has like the game of their life, because that's the way it works. When you assume something because your knowledge of the game would say, yeah, this is how it's going to be, it goes sideways. So I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening. I do feel really good about, in my opinion, I feel really good about this game, the Rams winning this one. This is a big game, playoff implications. You can say what you will. I'm always looking at that tiebreaker. I don't care how early in the season it is. The tiebreaker matters. That's how I looked at the Eagles and Packers game. That's a tiebreaker. The Ravens and Chiefs game, that's a tiebreaker. So it might just be week one, but those are some crazy stipulations there that do matter. And I think I just saw P-Train, you said, your birthday is tomorrow. Happy early birthday, P-Train. I'll probably be saying happy birthday to you, when this stream goes past midnight. Just want to let you guys know the game plan here for, the year. It's going to be the same as last year, okay? We are not going to go live immediately after the game on YouTube. Instead, I'm going over to Bleacher Report to do the live stream. Then I'm coming over to YouTube. So hang tight. I'm going to have the link for the Bleacher Report stream in the comment section of that video on YouTube. So you guys can check the Bleacher Report out. That's going to be a rapid reaction. And then the live stream after that, which we'll go live however long we want. And I'm going to bring on callers, and we're going to have a fun time hanging out. So hopefully it's after a win. If not, I guess it'll be a consoling after a loss. And like a therapy session, if you will. I'm up for it. I had to do it in 2022. It's not new to me. It's not new to this channel. But anyway, I just wanted to go live for a little bit, before the game. I don't normally do pre-games, as you guys know. I didn't really do any last year, but I wanted to try and do some this year. I've never been a huge fan of them, but I feel like it's worth it because clearly you guys do. I mean, there's over 200 people in here, so clearly it's worth it. But yeah, I mean, my takeaways for week one, I don't think anyone really stood out as a game changer. I think the best teams played not on Sunday. I think those 4 teams are all really good. I mean, obviously Jordan Love is going to be banged up and the Packers have to kind of sift through that. But I think all 4 of those teams they picked to be on Thursday night and Friday night football, they look like great teams. The rest, we'll see. We'll see who emerges. This is a big opportunity for the Rams. If we're following the pattern of primetime games, well, the first 2 games had, I would say, 4 of the best teams in the league. We'll see tonight. Are these 2 of the best teams in the league? Like I think a lot of us kind of assume. Then I guess we'll find out. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Obviously the post game show is going to be a lot longer. But I just wanted to go live for a little bit, and talk pregame. Special shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video and this live stream, and of course this channel. And I will see you guys on the flip side. See you guys on Bleacher Report after. Don't forget, Bleacher Report first, and then I'm coming over here, okay? We are going to have call-ins, so if you want to be a part of the call-ins, I'm going to try to get to everyone. If you have, that many people, I won't be able to get to everyone because I'm not trying to stay up for 4 hours. But I will say that I'm definitely looking forward to the call-ins. I'm looking forward to tonight. And go Rams. Appreciate you guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment if you haven't already. Definitely be sure to hit that like button because this thing is probably going to die. The views that it has it's gonna not do much after. It's a very stale video after. That's the whole point. When you do a pregame, it doesn't last very long. So appreciate everyone hanging out. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Check out today's sponsor, BetUS. And of course, just so you guys know, you can always check out all of my video content in audio format on all audio podcast platforms. Just search Jake Ellenbogen Live. The link is also in the description below. I'll see you guys after the game. Later, folks.